And you see, we check it out with the camera. Yeah, all right, thank you. Yeah, the crime scene begins in the water. Yeah, thank you. What's our core objective of the organization for forensic diving? Developing training and educational standards for forensic diving. Now, to prevent, like the time before, that you, like on the cartoon, I'll show you here. Just get a gun with your bare hands and go down in the water. Also providing courses and training in forensic diving, conducting scientific research, promoting international collaboration, supervising students and interns, improving rescue techniques and enhancing safety, and raising awareness of aquatic abuse and underwater crime scenes, including bodies, vehicles in water, drugs, poaching, and animal abusing. As you see below, there's a dead dog put in the water, and a lot of animal abusers also abuse people. Now, we're working also together with the Geeta University, but we have more partners like forensic animal research. They research the abuse of animals. The Geeta University, Shaka University, Sri Lanka, the Royal Navy, we work together. South Africa, the Wildlife Forensic Academy, they work especially for poaching on land, for elephants, but also underwater, like the Aberline, the shell. The police of Finland, we work together with the development of our tubes. So it's a very broad spectrum of working together. We learn supervising forensic investigation students from the university in Netherland. They study forensic science, the same as you, and they have their internship for about 5 months, and we train them from zero called to hero. They start as non-divers and they end as a forensic diver. The research they're doing is very broad. On our website, I've published all the papers. One of the researches is bodies, do they float or do not float? And our research is on, like you see here, on juvenile small babies, and we use piglets as a proxy. Also, the persistence of fingerprints on glass, fabric, and metal underwater, persistence of blood and semen on clothing underwater, visualization methods for tracing in aquatic environments, and the difference between freshwater and saltwater regarding evidence, and securing evidence at underwater crime scenes. Like here, we placed the mobile cell phones underwater, and it looked after 1 month, the SIM card was still working, and also we could retrieve fingerprints from the SIM card. Now we give the symposia, seminars, lectures, the media, internships, and we want to expand the knowledge about forensic diving to as much people as possible. Development of tools, because not all the equipment used on land is suitable for the water. Like the body bags, as you see, it's a special fabric, like the water flows out. Because when you want this body bag filled with water, it's impossible to raise it out of the water. So that's why we developed this structure. But also special containers. You saw it already on the movie. With this container, you prevent that an object will dry out. It will get in contact with oxygen. With this, all the water stays inside, and we have different sizes. The big size for example, a gun, and the small samples for like a mobile cell phone or a camera, or even this size. So when we find, for example, a piece of bone, now we put it inside of the container and we raise it out of the water. Also, protocols for crime scene investigation. So in case we come for the judge, we can tell, well, how the object was salvaged. It was done in a scientific way. Yeah, and also when we have some very small objects, because it's also possible when we find a car in the water and the body is decomposed. Yeah, that you can find some small like teeth, and you see the teeth is very small. It don't react on a metal detector. Like this, we search underwater for metal objects, but when it's really small, like pieces of bone or pieces of teeth, then we use like a gold searching underwater with the buckets, and then we filter the small parts out of it. And every small part is important because of DNA. And here you see the small tubes we designed for shells, for 9mm gun shells. And also on the left, you see we work with sonar. Because the diving is a final part. First we want to work with drones, with sonar, and also I saw in Gujarat, the police bought 2 underwater drones for searching underwater. And a lot of technique is also from the underwater archaeology. This was an experiment with the cell phones. What I said, about 1 month underwater and you still find traces. And that's why you see the battery, all the material is rusted, but the SIM card, although it's from paper, it's still functioning. The research we do is on the post-mortem submersion interval, especially on babies and juveniles. So the moment they are killed and put in the water, we want to check out for how long does it take to be a skeleton. But on land, we have, of course, the maggots, we have the flies, but underwater, we don't have it. And we didn't do only with the naked pigs. My students research also the effect when pigs are clothed, when they have clothes on, or even when we have a pig or baby with a gunshot or stab wounds. And the effect when we put some pigs in the refrigerator for half a year, 6 months, and then put them in the water, what will be the effect on the post-mortem interval. And also, we put pigs in a plastic bag, and then in the water. Now, it looks like this. These are small piglets from a pig farm. We put them in benches, because, as you see, the water, well, from the research, about 1/3 of the pigs stays in the water, and 2/3 starts to flow. So and we want to prevent that these pigs go on the surface and people see those pigs floating. This is a composition from a period of 6 months with the pigs. First we start with a fresh pig. Now 1 month. And you see, no bloating, no floating. And then the real decomposition starts. It's in a winter period, so the water temperature is about 10 degrees of water. And you see finally a kind of cadaveric island. And some fungi appear. And that's all. That's all left. There's no bones left, nothing. Now about 3 months. And no animal scavenging. You think, well, it's going to be eaten by lobsters or by fish, but nothing at all. Now this is about 5 months. And some piglets started to float.